Today's topic, I want to go in depth. How much do I need to retire at age 62? And I want to discuss a couple of things, try to help you understand where your current situation is, or what I like to call your point A. Then also understand what your specific goals are, how to get you from your point A to your point B. Show you common mistakes that individuals make when they're just kind of guessing and they're just kind of shooting from the hip and they don't really know how to create a proper strategy for their goals, and then solutions to combat those mistakes. So different things of how, you might not be mindful of a specific negative that you're setting up with your current retirement plan, and it could really bite you in the butt if there is, a downward market disaster, or you're pulling out too much money. If you're in your retirement years already and you're pulling out too much money, how to avoid those common mistakes. And then I'm going to go off of specific examples to show you when somebody's nearing retirement age or they're currently retired, how they could stay retired forever. And what you realize with this video and with a lot of my explanations and different things on my channel is it's not these astronomical changes. It's these very slight shifts that, as long as you're creating these slight tweaks and it's going in the correct areas, the correct lanes, that's how you're going to be able to retire with confidence each and every time. Definitely make sure to have a pad and paper, pad and pen out, and you take down notes, write down questions. And any time that you want to speak to a specialist, give our 1-800 number a call. It's 24/7 customer service line, so you give us a call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you just basically reference this video. You say, I saw a video online about retiring at age 62. There was a couple of topics that Derek was speaking about that I think might pertain to my situation, and the assistants will make sure that the correct specialist will give you a call and help you figure out what your situation is and how to accomplish that most success. So as I clear up the screen, I want to make sure that I'm educating you off of common things that you might have experienced with your current plans, and what was essentially the shift that took place for retirement plans in the past. What are you now susceptible to, and what are some different question marks, and how to basically close up a lot of those gaps. So what used to happen, and understand that all this education is all going to come full circle on when we're going off of some specific plans and some specific strategies. So just kind of, even if you understand some of these topics, just bear with me on at least the first portion of this. But what happened in the past was individuals were able to work for a company and they were offered something known as a pension plan. So I use the example many times of my grandfather. My grandfather was the elevator mechanic for the city of New York, and he was working for the city. The city was essentially his main employer, and they said, okay, as long as you're giving X amount of years of service, what we're going to do is define what a benefit is for your retirement. So we're going to be paying you a salary, each and every day, each and every week, until you hit that type of retirement age. If you give X amount of 30 years worth of service, at that age, we will start paying you a type of retirement income so that you don't have to ever come back to work, but you'll be receiving X amount of dollars per month for both you and your spouse. And when the second spouse passes away, that's when that income is going to stop. So that's known as a pension plan. It's known as a defined benefit plan. My grandfather in that example, he was able to just hunker down, work hard, put in overtime, whatever that was, be loyal to the employer, be loyal to the entity that he was working for, because he understood that they were investing dollars on the back end that would get triggered, that would pay him X amount of dollars of income each and every year until the day that he passes away, or him and my grandmother pass away. So with that defined benefit plan, that makes retirement planning very easy, because at that point in time, he retired in his late 50s, but let's just say if he retired in his early 60s, he would be able to receive whatever that pension income was. He didn't have to invest these monies in 401k related plans. He didn't have to go and try to cherry pick and choose the best funding options available and manipulate that with the stock market or the bond market and try to really cherry pick to grow his retirement nest egg. He just basically worked for the company, and the company was providing him that benefit on the back end. So rather than try to make his retirement formula extremely complicated, we understand that when he retired, if he was in his early 60s, he could trigger his pension income. And let's say that brought him $4,000 per month, and then also Social Security income that you could take earliest at age 62. If that brought in another $2,000 per month, this is $6,000 per month of income. So as long as his income each and every year, or as long as his income each and every month, him and my grandmother's income each and every month, were greater than what their expenses were, they could live their retirement years with confidence. Their income is higher than what the expenses are. So if now, let's say if he was bringing in $6,000 per month, but he decided, oh, I worked my whole life and now I want to go and piss all this money away and, you know, try to ring up my debt and go on all these lavish vacations, and now he needs $10,000 per month of income, that's a large gap there. So the first step to trying to retire early is make sure that you understand what your expenses are and understand what your budget is, and stick to that budget. There has to be a type of, you know, hold your feet to the fire and make sure that you're not just, you know, patting yourself on the back for working so many years. There has to be a reality to the situation. If you want to go and try to, you know, piss money into the wind after you retire, that's going to result in a very large mistake. And what's going to occur is you could try retiring when you're 62 and then realize, oh my gosh, I have no more money left by the time you're in your 70s, and now you have to go back to work, and, you know, everything that you thought of retirement being this great wonderful thing did not occur. So the first thing is you definitely have to stick to a set of rules, stick to a specific plan. The most important one is be conservative and understand what your expenses are and really own what your expenses are. So now I also understand that individuals watching this video, majority of them unfortunately do not have pension plans, or if they do have a pension plan, it might be, you know, such a small dollar amount, and there might be some other savings involved that you had to save yourself. So this is where you had the implementation of ERISA, the ERISA Act of 1974, which shifted how